Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we are taking a look at the mirror of self-reflection.
Yeah.
And it's a journey to uncover the most authentic version of you.
It is.
Pretty deep stuff, right? Have you ever felt like there's a part of you, a deeper, truer you,
Yeah.
hiding just beneath the surface? Well, this text explores that idea.
Yeah. I think it's fascinating how it frames self-discovery as like the spiritual quest. Not just like figuring out your, favorite color or the best career path for you, but like really diving deep
Right.
into who you are at your core.
Yeah. So let's unpack this a little
Okay.
bit. The text starts with this contrast between the ego and the soul,
Hmm.
and it frames them almost like two different characters inside of all of us.
It is, it's more than just a contrast, though.
Right.
It suggests that the ego, with its focus on appearances and external validation,
Hmm.
can really hold you back.
Uh-huh.
It creates this almost this misty veil. It uses the analogy of a layer of makeup, almost obscuring the true essence of who you are.
A layer of makeup.
Yeah,
I love that because I think we can all relate to that.
yeah,
This feeling of putting on a mask,
absolutely.
pretending to be someone we're not.
Yes,
And honestly, it is exhausting.
it can be,
It
absolutely.
can be very exhausting.
Yeah, and that's where the soul comes in.
Okay.
This text argues that the soul is your unfiltered, authentic self, where your true potential lies. It's not about being awesome or great in the eyes of the world,
Right.
which is what the ego might crave, right? It's about recognizing your unique potential and embracing your individuality.
So not about fitting into someone else's mold,
No.
but discovering your own unique shape.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah, and it provides these comparison lists, ego versus soul,
Yeah.
that really drive this point home.
Yes.
So, for example, the ego might say, I need to win. The soul says, I seek growth.
Oh, that's good.
Right. It's a different way of approaching life. The ego is driven by competition, whereas the soul seeks connection and collaboration. The ego strives for external validation.
Right.
The soul finds contentment from within.
This is where it gets really interesting to me.
Okay.
Because the text doesn't necessarily say that ego is bad.
Yeah.
It's more like it gets too caught up in the material world,
Yeah.
could lead you down a path that feels empty.
Yeah.
Even if you achieve all those ego goals, the fame, wealth, approval.
You're picking up on a nuance that I think is often missed.
Okay.
It's not about demonizing the ego,
Right.
but rather recognizing its limitations
Yeah.
and understanding how it can sometimes lead us away from our true path.
So it's about finding a balance between the two,
Yes.
like acknowledging the ego's role
Yeah.
in navigating the world, the practical world,
The practicalities of life.
but not letting it drown out the soul's whispers of wisdom.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
And the mirror of self-reflection provides some tools to help you do just that.
So this brings me to a question.
Okay.
How does this text help you actually find that balance? Because it's one thing to talk about the ego and the soul,
Right.
but how do you actually put this into practice
Right.
in your daily life?
Well, it suggests you can begin by cultivating more awareness of your thoughts and actions.
Yeah.
So, for example, ask yourself, are my actions driven by a need for approval?
Right.
Or are they coming from a place of genuine self-expression?
So it's almost like taking a step back and observing yourself.
Yes.
Like you're watching a movie of your own life and noticing these patterns.
Precisely.
Oh.
The more aware you become, the more you can start to make conscious choices that are aligned with your soul's desires.
I see.
And that's where those practical tools come in,
Okay.
which we will dive into in the next part of our deep dive.
Oh, this is already making me think about my own life.
Yeah.
The choices I'm making. I'm really curious to see what other insights this text has to offer.
Me too.
Okay. Well, we'll be right back after a short break.
Sounds good.
Okay. So we've been talking about, recognizing the ego's chatter and tuning into the soul's wisdom.
Yes.
But how do we actually shift from ego-driven actions to this soul-aligned living?
Right.
This text, the mirror of self-reflection, suggests some specific tools for transformation, right?
Yeah, and it emphasizes that this isn't just about like passive introspection.
Okay.
It's about taking action.
Mm-hmm.
It even has this line that says, leaving your comfort zone might be the best step, the most contributing choice ever.
Wow, that's a pretty big statement.
It is.
And I think we can all relate to that feeling of like leaving our comfort zones.
Yeah.
It feels safe and familiar, even if it's not necessarily fulfilling, right?
Exactly.
But this text suggests that true growth
Yeah.
happens when you push past those boundaries, when you challenge yourself to experience new things.
Yeah, think about it. Have you ever had a moment where you took a leap of faith and surprised yourself
Oh, yeah.
with what you were capable of?
Absolutely. Like when I first started this podcast, I was terrified.
Yeah,
Public speaking, not my comfort zone.
sure.
But taking that risk opened up a whole new world for me.
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
And it suggests that by repeatedly stepping outside our comfort zones, we build resilience. We discover hidden strengths that we never knew we had.
Right.
It's like we expand our capacity for joy and fulfillment.
That's a really encouraging way to think about it.
It is.
Okay, so one tool is about leaving our comfort zone.
Right.
What other tools
Yeah.
does this text suggest?
Well, this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
It dives into the law of attraction and the law of manifestation, suggesting that our thoughts have incredible power
Okay.
to shape our reality.
The law of attraction.
Yeah.
I've heard of that, but to be honest, it always sounded a little too good to be true. Right.
Like you just think positive thoughts and poof, you get everything you want. Not quite.
Is that what the text is suggesting?
Not quite. It's a bit more nuanced than that.
Okay.
It emphasizes that the law of attraction isn't about passively wishing for things. It's about aligning your thoughts and your actions with your desires.
All right.
And taking inspired action towards your goals.
Okay.
It also acknowledges that sometimes the universe has different plans for you.
Yeah.
Even when you're putting out positive vibes.
So it's not like a magic wand,
Right.
but more like a compass guiding you in the right direction.
That's a great analogy.
Okay.
It also points out that
Yeah.
sometimes the challenges we face are actually opportunities for growth,
Interesting.
nudging us closer to our true path.
Oh, so it's like those times when you don't get the job that you thought you desperately wanted,
Exactly.
but then a door opens to something even better.
Yeah, it's about trusting the journey, recognizing that even setbacks can serve a purpose.
That's a good point.
And the mirror of self-reflection suggests that embracing these challenges is crucial for our spiritual evolution.
Okay.
It even uses the word test.
The tests.
Yeah,
So like each challenge is an opportunity to learn and grow.
precisely. And as we navigate these tests, it reminds us that we're not alone. It emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings, this beautiful idea that we're all in this together,
Yeah.
woven together by this shared journey of self-discovery.
That gives me chills.
It is. It's both humbling and empowering.
It is. It is.
And it speaks to another powerful tool mentioned in the text, and that's love. It's not just a feeling. It's described as like the foundation of the universe,
Wow.
the driving force behind everything.
This text seems to place a lot of emphasis on love.
It does.
Why is that so important in this context of self-discovery?
Well, because it suggests that our true purpose is to spread love, to embody it in our thoughts, our words, and our actions.
Right.
It's about radiating that love outward, recognizing its transformative power
Yeah.
in our own lives and the lives of those around us.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
So it's not just about discovering your authentic self. It's about sharing that authentic self
Yes.
with the world in a loving and compassionate way.
Exactly. And this is where those tests become opportunities to practice love and compassion.
Right.
So think about it, how we respond to challenges, how we treat others when we're feeling stressed or frustrated.
Right.
Those are the real tests of character.
That's a powerful reminder because it's easy to be loving and kind when things are going well.
Yeah,
But it's in those difficult moments that our true nature is revealed.
exactly.
So cultivating those qualities of love and compassion
Yeah,
is essential.
it is. The text suggests that by strengthening those muscles of compassion and kindness, we not only transform our own lives, but also create a ripple effect that positively impacts everyone we encounter.
So we're all interconnected,
Yes.
and our actions have this incredible power to influence the world around us.
Exactly. And the mirror of self-reflection reminds us that those actions don't have to be grand gestures.
Right.
Even small acts of kindness and compassion can have a profound impact.
I see. What stands out to you so far about this approach to self-discovery?
Well, for me, it's the emphasis on action.
Mm.
It's not just about sitting around and thinking about who you are. It's
Right.
about actively engaging with the world,
Yeah.
pushing past your comfort zone, practicing love and compassion in your daily interactions.
Yeah, that's a great observation.
It's about aligning your inner world with your outer world.
Wow. This deep dive has been really eye-opening.
I have.
We've covered so much.
Yeah.
From the ego versus the soul dynamic to the power of stepping outside of our comfort zones,
Right.
embracing the law of attraction. But this mirror of self-reflection
Yeah.
doesn't stop there.
No.
It also talks about facing challenges head-on.
It does, absolutely. And it doesn't just present them as these inevitable hurdles you have to overcome.
Right.
It frames them as opportunities for growth.
Okay.
Almost like tests designed to help us evolve.
That's a very interesting way to look at it.
Yeah.
It's so easy to get discouraged when things get tough.
Right.
But what you're saying is those challenges are actually there to help us become stronger and more resilient.
Yeah, think about it. Have you ever gone through a difficult experience that, looking back,
Oh, yeah.
actually helped you grow or learn something valuable about yourself?
Definitely. I mean, I used to be terrified of public speaking. It was a major challenge for me.
Sure.
But I knew I wanted to host this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to face that fear head on.
Yeah.
And you know what? Each time I kind of stepped onto this virtual stage,
Right.
the fear lessened and my confidence grew.
That's fantastic.
Now I actually enjoy it.
That's a great example of how challenges can ultimately lead to growth and transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And the mirror of self-reflection really emphasizes that this process of facing these challenges is essential for uncovering our authentic selves.
So it's like those challenges, they're kind of refining us.
Yes.
Polishing away those rough edges
Yeah.
to reveal the true essence within.
Beautifully said.
Oh, thank you.
And it's not just about overcoming those external challenges, right?
Okay.
The text also talks about confronting our inner demons, those limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns that can hold us back.
Oh, this makes me think about the idea of self-sabotage.
Mm.
Have you ever noticed how we can sometimes get in our own way?
Yes.
Even when we consciously want to achieve something.
Yeah.
It's like there's a part of us that's afraid to succeed or change.
That's a really astute observation.
Oh, thanks.
And the mirror of self-reflection suggests that those self-sabotaging behaviors often stem from a lack of self-love or a fear of our own potential.
So how do we overcome those inner obstacles?
Right.
The text must offer some guidance on that.
It does, and it all circles back to that central theme of love.
Okay.
It argues that true self-love is the foundation
Okay.
for all personal growth and transformation.
This is where I always get a little tripped up.
Okay.
What does self-love really mean
Right.
in like a practical sense?
Yeah, it's easy to say, love yourself, but
Right.
how do you actually put that into practice?
Exactly.
That's a great question, and it's something the text addresses directly.
Okay.
It's not just about pampering yourself
Right.
or indulging in these fleeting pleasures.
Mm.
It's about making choices that really nourish your mind, body, and spirit.
So it's about treating yourself with kindness and compassion,
Yes.
even when you make mistakes.
Exactly. It's about recognizing your inherent worthiness,
Uh-huh.
regardless of your achievements or external validation. It's
Got it.
about accepting yourself, flaws and all, and striving to be the best version of yourself.
Okay.
Not for anyone else,
Yeah.
but for you.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
Yeah.
Facing challenges, practicing self-love, embracing your authentic self,
Right.
radiating that love outwards.
Yeah, it's like a beautiful cycle
Yeah.
of growth and transformation.
You've hit the nail on the head.
And the mirror of self-reflection really paints this very optimistic picture
Okay.
of human potential.
Yeah.
It suggests that no matter where you are on your journey, you have the power to choose love, to choose authenticity,
Right.
and to create a life that's truly aligned with your soul's purpose.
This has been such a thought-provoking deep dive.
It has.
I feel like I have a whole new perspective on self-discovery.
I'm glad.
But as we wrap up, what is the one key takeaway you hope our listener will carry with them from this exploration?
That's a great question. If there's one thing I hope they remember, it's that you are inherently worthy of love and happiness. And you have a unique and valuable contribution to make to the world.
Yes.
Embrace your authentic self, and don't be afraid to shine your light brightly.
Beautifully said. And to our listener out there, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the mirror of self-reflection.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
We hope this conversation has inspired you to embark on your own journey of self-discovery. to uncover the depths of your being and to embrace that radiant, authentic soul that you truly are.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep shining bright.
Yes.